All right, so I am working on putting on the rigid top box. I already had the aluminum rear luggage rack. You can see underneath this plate that I put on there. I had to remove these 4 existing little screws and nuts. You're gonna definitely want to save those. So if you ever want to take this off, there'll be a cover plate that goes on here, so it covers all this up. But if you ever want to go back to just the aluminum plate, which is underneath there, you'll need these 4 to go back in there. So I needed a 8mm socket, a 10mm socket, and a T25 bit to get these 4 out. And then you can see there's really cool little washers that fit in there. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're square. So I have the slide plates set where I can slide them, north and south or backwards and forwards instead of side to side. And I pulled mine back as far as I possibly could, thinking that's going to look good. I think it will. Walking over here, I'm about to install this cool little plate back on there. It just kind of pops in place. And has these 4 little self-tapping screws I'm about to put in. And then I'm going to install the big box. And kind of excited about that. So that is what this is. Looks pretty cool. It's got a nice handle. I've already put in the tumbler locking mechanism that came with my bike when I bought it. That was kind of fun to use the key to install that. And once you put it in there, that's secure. It also has these little 3-dial combination lock on the side to get in and out of the box. But this one is what secures it to your bike, so nobody can walk away with it without destroying it. But inside, this thing has lots of space. I mean, it's got a huge dry bag that goes in there, a suspension, little elastic tie down to hold your gear in, a zipper bag on the top, lots of room and space. So I'm about to see how this bad mama jamma is going to go on there. I've got these 4 little self-tapping screws that I'm about to put in play. This is a fun little project. There's lots of other brands of gear you can try, but it's always nice to put the real branded stuff on your bike. So these little screws just kind of go in here and hold this little face plate on there. I'm going to come back after I get that on there, and then we'll put the bag on. All right, so I have the whole rack mounted with the cover plate on there, the badge, Triumph insignia. I can still see my pretty Triumph. It's not covering up my pretty seat. Looks pretty good. Again, so you still have your nice aluminum tail rack. If you have to buy that, so you have to have the tail rack to use this. You can't just get the top box and this thing. You have to have something to mount it on. So let's give this thing a shot. Let's see how this goes. This is no practice. First time putting it on here. Gonna try it. One-handed. Okay. All right, so the rear ones are on there. Should have just pushed it on here. Ha! That ain't going anywhere. That was put on with one hand, recorded with the other. Probably with a little floppy when you guys are looking at it, but pretty cool that, you know, I could be carrying something in another hand and put this bag on by myself. But it would have been a lot easier if everything would have been closed and zipped up. The zippers are really nice. They're substantial. Again, they've got the Triumph logo on them, so let's center those up right there. Put my waterproof cover on. That is not going anywhere. Wow, look at that. That looks really sharp. So I've got the rugged pannier bag down here by Triumph, and the semi-rigid top box for the back of my bike. Man, I am digging this. Holy cannoli. 2 high-end branded luggage pieces for this Triumph Scrambler 400X. I'm ready to go on a journey. I'm pretty fired up. So let's open this up and see what the inside looks like on here. All right, so there's one zipping back. There's 2 zipping back, and that's pretty easy. This goes up. It's got the little gussets that hold it, keep it from flying all the way back. It's got this big dry bag that comes in and out. You can fill it full of stuff and put it in there, and it's got a Velcro top. It's got some silica cabinets. Let's back off a little bit here. Yeah, that's a little better. I like these little straps here. You know, you could secure some gear down here, but you've got, you know, the bubble top there. So you can get a lot of stuff in there. I think the thing said, let's see, 5 kilograms or 11 pounds. You know, that wouldn't take long to get 11 pounds worth of gear in there. But pretty pumped about this. And again, you get this really nice waterproof bag. There's a little pouch up here for some, you know, quick items if you want to be able to get them real easy without them getting lost in all your other stuff. Let's take the key from the ignition and let's test the tumbler. Let's see what, okay, wait, so here's the little pocket, the little code. I'm not gonna tell you my secret combination, but there's how you do your combination to get in there, lock this up. Okay, that's what it looks like if you were, you know, sitting on the back. That looks pretty sharp. Zippers come around. All right, so to remove it with one hand, I remove the waterproof cover case over the key, take my ignition key. Holy smoke, how easy was that? Boom. Okay. All right, so one hand. Wow, put it back on there. Let's do it when it doesn't flop open. Maybe this will be a little more professional if I do it without it flopping open. Okay, so let's start over. So got my key out of the ignition, approach the back of the bike, I pop off the waterproof cover, put that in there, boom. Hey, let's go to the room, chill, I'm digging it. See you later, bike. I got my Triumph carry bag. This is pretty cool, and it looks pretty solid. All right, I'm digging this. Quickly put it back on. Let's line those 2 things up. Click, it is on. Dude, I am digging this. 2 of the 3 Triumph luggage pieces installed and ready for action. What will come next? I will tell you what will come next. In my goodie bag of genuine Triumph luggage, I believe I received a tank bag, and there it is. So I've got some things I got to figure out on it. There's a magnet on here. Just grabbing everything it can find. I don't know. We'll see how easy this could be. Next video. See y'all soon as we figure this one out. Cheers.